our very own EDDY KENZO because we were enlightened that we got this nomination when the artist who was featured the song is also in the country. And I'm told you working on the video. Giving her. Let's talk to EDDY KENZO first, then we shall have Marty B from America.
Neanza again. Mtuyenali eyo na moment eno kusanzo kyali mulamu kuyozayoza nnyo. At least we have witnessed in our generation that impossible is nothing. Today, atubanga twasobola okuba nga tutambudde ne tufuna awards nyingi, Nickelodeons, BET, then Grammy, nominated kinene. Nze nomination alone is amazing. I'm so grateful. It's big. And it's so big. I'm so grateful to ever meet Angela and Matt. I'll never forget the moments in studio with your beautiful kids. You know, they're all quiet waiting for us to record, and the patience and that spirit of family. I'll never forget. And that meant a lot to me. I'm also surprised that God is gifting us with a nomination. I think we are 100% deserving. To all my country people, they will sign for. Olw'ekirabo Mukama kyeyatugobwako si kyangu. Grammy kirabo kinene. Yesuuse wano waffe. Abantu bagamba ono oli si kituufu. Eno yesuuse wano waffe. I'm speechless. Simanyi kyakwogera kubanga this is too much for me. Era sijja kwogera nnyo kati neebaza Mukama Katonda okusobozezza okutuuka ku kirala ky'omuwendo kino. Neebaza nnyo
I fully understand because I'm the BET and Grammy entertainment reporter. Kakati katukyonaleta Marty B oluyimba olwo luli ku YouTube omwezi mulamba lulina emitwalo 44 ejja views. Obudde bwe luli mu Grammy. Grammy nomination si kintu kyangu. Oteeberezaamu olunaku abaava mu kyalo olunaku wasooka olinnya bus feeling gye wayina. Njagala twogere ne producer eyafumba ekintu kino because wagenda ku studio session where actually he's one of the finest for business. I'm telling you, are working with one of the finest and young talents of Uganda. It's not Alaran. Stay from Big Talent Studios. Stay, talk to the people. How do you feel being a younger producer near the block and you have a big song that has been nominated in the world's greatest?
After Isaac, Uganda. Tuseko, nari mu studio ngira kubirisi yari yose basa buri yaba musike bayabana kubikurira bimwe
First off, let me start by saying thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy just to be here. If my voice sounds a little hoarse, it's because I was out with Eddie all night. He took me to all the clubs and all that, and that was really cool. I've never been to Uganda before. I've actually never even been to Africa, so I want to really take the time to go far back and just tell a really, really important story that means a lot to me, and I think that once I get to the end of it, you'll see why. So for me, growing up on the south side of Chicago, and just growing up in the ghettos of Chicago, not really having heat in the winter time or AC in the summertime, sleeping in a 3-bedroom apartment with my 5 siblings. And we were all in the dining room together with all of our beds and just coming from complete and utter poverty. And my parents, they did the best that they could to help us and raise us in the right way, but just on the financial end of things, we just didn't have it. So, like for me to have pride in where I came from, it just didn't exist. But as time progressed, I wanted to know more about where I was from, and that really meant something to me, which took me on this journey of discovering like the continent of Africa, the beautiful people here, and eventually led me to want to express that through my music. So doing that transition from heavy R&B music, then turning around and doing Afrobeats, it was very important for me to be as respectful as possible to the genre, knowing that that I am not technically born here, although I am from here because my ancestors are from here, right? So it led me on that journey, and you know, I wanted to learn more about the culture, I wanted to learn more about the music, which led me to meeting my brother here, EDDY KENZO. So I met him last year. It was actually last year around this time. I met him at an event for Grammy consideration. So we talked to one another. We actually ended up being seated right next to one another. We had a great conversation. We instantly hit it off. And you know how that goes when recording artists hit it off. You want to make music right away, right? So Eddie's like, hey, you know, let's go to the studio and let's try and see if we can get something in. So we went to the studio the next day, and he played a beat for me, and he only played one, and it was the beat that Stein made. And initially, I was like, maybe I'll use this beat, maybe we should do something else, let me hear something else. But Angela was like, no, I love this instrumental, you guys have to do something to it. So we were waiting outside for a considerable amount of time. The engineer was running a little late. We had our 3 little ones that were inside of the car. Ages currently 9, 7, and 5. We make it inside of the recording studio, and it was an instant vibe. We're knocking the record out. It's almost like God was just speaking through us because it just felt right. And I think that it is reflected in the way that the record sounds, because it sounds so fun, it sounds so upbeat, it sounds so genuine, and it goes back to what Eddie was saying, which is that, you know, when you're around genuine people and when you can feel that energy, it's bound to come out inside of the record. And to see our little ones sitting in the studio and just really enjoying the music that was being created around them, it was a very, very, very powerful thing. And now to be here a year later, sitting here in Uganda, Grammy nominated, I mean, you couldn't ask for anything more.
Thank you so much, Matthew David Benson. Real names. He's just 33 years. He's been in the business for the last, I think, 17 years. 10 with your wife.
So technically, yes, 17 if you're counting like when I was a kid, right? Because I was in a group. But as far as a solo artist.
We're happy to see you.
Lifting EDDY KENZO. After this is like an icing on the cake. Because just after the biggest event, I never thought I would live to see such an event happen in Uganda. The EDDY KENZO Festival, filling up Kololo to that capacity. So now, just after Kololo, we get the Grammy. Oh man, we want to congratulate you, Kenzo. I want to appreciate the members of the press. Thank you so much for pushing EDDY KENZO's work. Thank you so much for writing good about EDDY KENZO, because I know these guys, the media acts a lot and to be considered. That I'm sure they must have done research and seen the embracement Kenzo and Matt are getting. And then like, certainly these are the brands that have the future. Thank you so much for the media. We are live on BBS TV. I don't know, you let me have a moment, just a few minutes on live camera. Tuli live ku BBS Refiner. abazaana n'abaami ba Kabaka, omwami wa Kabaka. Grammy.
Grammy City
This is Grammy award we are talking about.
Yes, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he's none other than Matt B. You accepted and worked with Uganda's biggest export, EDDY KENZO. Is the most awarded artist and the most nominated artist of our generation
In Africa.
So
you're going to help us know how this song came about, because we are all, actually it's a surprise to the rest of the world, even Uganda at large. We didn't see this coming, so please take us through the genesis of this song and how it's been able to make
EDDY KENZO, BET Award winner, kati Grammy Award nominee, esookedde ddala. Nange mbirabyeko mu mawulire ku social media ng'abantu bateekawo ekibeera si yasoose. Ebyo biveeko. Ono yasoose era let us celebrate our own. Tukijanjawaze banne bali abasajja bwe bafuna ebyabwe bajjanjawaza abaabwe. Okitegeera. Tebagala kulaba negative energy. So celebrating it okitegeera. Ate bwe tugiwangula that is even a bigger deal. Okitegeera. Bantu batunagiteekawo singa ebituuze kuba naye nga ya Suza nkwebaza olw'okwekkiririzaamu ensooka n'okwagaliza banno b'okola nabo including myself. EDDY KENZO is that artist who wants to see the Ugandan music industry go to the next level. So nze kyenkubiriza bannange bonna abatandika emyaka 5 Essanyu n'abalala n'oyinza okuba nga watandika even before EDDY KENZO, you still have a chance. Tulina okwekkiririzaamu ate tulina okujanjawaza ekyaffe naddala mu amaanyi ge mulina abannamawulire gwa kutuusa obubaka bwaffe eri abantu baffe nti abayimbi baabwe be bakola ki be basinga. And to what's his name, Matt B. Big up on yourself. Congratulations, brother, and welcome to Uganda. This is the part of Africa. And tubagalanyo EDDY KENZO, let us celebrate. Peace. Thank you so much.
Ka invitation kebawadde tubakiyita masheda tugende kati tugenda kati never Uganda kati bitandise. From here we are going to Masheda to drink, to enjoy, to celebrate Ugandan music. Yes. To all musicians out there abatandika kukimanya kino, I'm inviting you all. Ujana n'omuntu ng'omu baba betuletera. Thank you.
Okay, tubaza management ya EDDY KENZO Suza.
Oyagala omukolo gw'enjawulo gubeere n'ebijjukize mu nnyumba yo? Kankwanjulire ba King Montage Photo Studio. Ffe bakafulu mu kkuba ebifaananyi n'okukola video. Olina wedding, birthday party, kukyala, nika, baby shower, photoshoot oba music shoot na buli kimu kyonna ky'oyagala. Ffe tusobola okuwa ebijjukize ebirungi eri ebirooto byo. Ate nno mwana wattu kusintiiza omuntu wa bulijjo. Tusange Bannankulabe ku Bitaala ku Prime Tower Level 3 Room D04. Okumanya ebisingawo tukubire ku nnamba zino: 0702 104 125 oba 0755 311 731 oba 0777 223 405. King Montage Photo Studio. Ffe tusobola okuwa ebijjukize ebirungi ate nno mwana wattu kusintiiza omuntu wa bulijjo.